Any
Tyler,
injury updates, changes to the starting lineup?
No changes to the starting lineup. Tyler and James will both be inactive, but they're both close to practicing full. Everybody else is available.
That's a sign of maturity. You guys are playing well. I mean, you guys have kind of avoided, knock on wood for you guys, skids. And when you're playing desperate teams are coming in here wanting to, Charlotte.
I think we understand it's hard to win a basketball game. I mean, if this is a strange profession when you base how you feel for 2 straight days based on whether or not a ball rolls in the basket or not, and New York hits that game winner against Atlanta. They should feel good, but it doesn't change how they played the rest of the game, which was pretty well. But that's the way you feel in these situations. You recognize whether you're on the end of that lost the last one or won the last one, that the next one's a brand new game, and you got to play it really well to win. And this team, we've had good games against almost every time we've played them in the past, and it's going to be a hard one to win.
Coach, Porzingis is questionable tonight, but when he's on the court, just what challenges does he create with his size and skill?
I mean, he's 7'2" and can shoot the ball from 25 feet and in. Creates a lot of issues because of his ability to post as well. He's a good offensive rebounder. He can catch a lob if you front him. So he's a hard guy to guard in a number of different ways, and certainly a really good player.
When they put Melo at the forefront, how much tougher do they become from a defensive standpoint when he's playing that position?
He's really hard to guard at the 3, and he's really hard to guard at the 4. It's a little bit different because usually you'd have if you have a power forward covering him in a traditional sense, he can spread them out, and those are usually guys that aren't as fleet of foot as guards. And then if you have a guard him, if he's at the 3, he can post almost all those guys. So we're going to run a number of different bodies on him, and whether he's at the 3 or the 4, and no matter what position he's playing, he's a hard guy to guard.
You mentioned yesterday talking about how many close games you guys have played, 34 out of 41 or whatever, being less than 10 points. And I know you always look big picture in terms of how you're playing as opposed to any one result, but at some point you got to win. Why do you think you guys have been more successful pulling out those close games this season, especially late?
Well, obviously, Isaiah's fourth quarter performances have been well documented. I think we've had a number of guys that have made good plays in those moments. I think our defense has been pretty good in those moments. Knock on wood, we've been pretty good executing in those moments with a few exceptions throughout the season. And, our guys have come to play ever since, the first week of November or whatever it was. They've come to play every night and compete every night and realize it's going to be really hard. And, you don't take a possession for granted. You realize that you're going to be in single or 3 possession games or below most likely. And, it requires your ultimate attention. And our guys have been pretty good about that.
Some of the defensive numbers with Isaiah on the court have been pretty harsh. How concerning is that for you, and what are the factors you see?
I don't think it's one guy. I think it's we've got, we've had some issues regardless of who's on the court, and I think that. But I do think that we try to look at, and this is where you kind of get into the objective evaluation. What kind of shots are they getting, and and so we've actually felt pretty good about the shots on the first shot we're giving up. Rebounding's an issue. Talked about it from day one. We know it's an issue, and we've got to be better at it. And then we just got to do our best to challenge those as well as we can. And, there's going to be some size issues there where you're not challenging as well as maybe a guy that's a little bit longer than you. But if we can continue to make teams take or have them take the shots they're taking, challenge them a little bit better, rebound a little bit better, we'll trend the right way.
Do you think Isaiah deserves to start in the All-Star?
Sure.
Why do you think he deserves it?
Because he's had a hell of a year.